Okay, we're going to start with The Nation. Major headline. Disquiet in APC over plot to throw open presidential ticket. Many trapped in Lagos 3-story building collapse. 40-year-old Felix joins APC presidential race. Experts caution CBN on IMF's float Naira proposal. Ilupeju, we are close to victory over terrorists, Buhari assures. Right. Train attacks, terrorists free Ango Abdullahi's son. Okay, which story are we starting with?
There was a 3-story building that collapsed last night at Ebutemeta,
yeah.
Lagos mainland. They said many of the occupants were believed to be trapped in the building, and it caved in at about 9:48 p.m. Now, the incident was confirmed by an official of LASEMA, and they said they sent in rescue teams from the Lagos Fire Service that has arrived at the scene, so investigations are ongoing. The number of residents trapped could not be ascertained right now, but they said they have been able to rescue about 11 persons. I just wish them all the best, and we'll know more as it unfolds.
So, 2 contestants from the PDP Southwest, out of the 11 who were trying to, gubernatorial contestants, were disqualified based on their credentials. Now I understand what the, what they say, we're checking to see each of the candidates, the screening entails. So, one of the candidates, they did not mention the person's name, did not have a proper tax clearance. Oh, guy, you are not paying your tax, you want to become governor. For where? So they told him you have 2 days to produce the right documents, and he didn't fulfill that before Friday, hence disqualified. And also someone from Ogun State, the documents he brought did not tally. So they said, go and correct these things. And in 2 days, he couldn't correct it either. Also disqualified. And they said they are doing this so that they can screen everybody to prevent a case where INEC will not disqualify their candidates, or maybe after the election, they will not find out one of the documents the person presented was not appropriate, and then they lose the opportunity entirely. So,
okay, so I'm told that there's a press release from a sense concerning the, so you can look at it and just get us an update from LASEMA. While we're doing that, let me look at the major headline. This is quite an APC over plot to throw open the presidential ticket. So what the article is saying here, that there's an uneasy calm in APC because there's this plot to throw open the presidential ticket, while some others are pushing for an all-comers affair. Some say it's an act to sabotage the Southwest plan to have the presidency, because introducing Jonathan into the mix would obviously throw a lot of people off. Although they were hoping that it was a no-brainer to have the presidency zone to the south. But since someone like Yahaya Bello has already shown interest and has already purchased his 100 million naira nomination form, it's clear that there's a
refund him now.
There's a clear that there's an internal disquiet between all the various stakeholders within the party. It's not clear yet. We have 6 presidential aspirants running for that party, and we don't know when they say all comers are fair, means that everybody comes in.
Is allowed.
Open show. And that might not be very good for some candidates. We'll see how that goes. But as I said, the politics is getting more interesting and heated.
So let me take the update here of the collapsed building at 24 Ibadan Street off Maritala Mohammed Way, Ebutemeta. Now, they said that on arrival at the scene, an old 3-story building comprising of rooms and parlor was discovered to have collapsed. They gathered information that it collapsed at about 10:56 p.m. And they said search and rescue has been ongoing. 22 adults have been rescued alive, 22 male, 1 female, 2 found dead, 1 male, 1 female. Now, casualties with several injuries have been transferred to Lasut. Others are receiving pro-hospital care at the scene. They also said that the buildings and adjoining structures are being secured before the affected building will be leveled to ground zero.
Okay, great.
So, quick addition to the APC story. A young 40-year-old, they called him APC chieftain, Dr. Nicholas Felix, has announced that he's also going to run for presidency. Said he's described himself as a successful businessman, a philanthropist, a pastor, and his agenda is tagged Program of Action. He unveiled his presidential bid in Lagos over the weekend, and he said he's running for president to build a better Nigeria, improve the security challenges, and he said money and equipment are needed to tackle the insecurity challenges. He's profiling a lot of solutions, but he's one of those now who is going to be going through the process of, and he's from the East, apparently.
Let's move on quickly now to The Punch. Subsidy deductions hit states hard as governors owe salaries, workers lament. Osinbajo gets high presidential survey rating. Tinubu's group disagrees. Lawan other northerners to join APC presidential race. Ilupeju, Buhari says end of terrorism near. Governors preach peace. The National Human Rights Commission tax government on ASU and Nans threatens parties' primaries. Soyinka on sympathy visit to Igboho in Republic of Benin. Indian expatriate hangs self in Lagos office. Police begin probe. Pension funds now 13.88 trillion naira. Over 50 companies shut down over 4x power crisis, says investigation. Students accuse Amotekun operatives of extortion. Security outfit denies. And hoodlums attack Muslim worshippers and rob residents. Okay.
Yeah, so I have 2 quick stories in The Punch. An Indian national, Devendra Singh, allegedly committed suicide at his private office on Egbeyemi Street, Ilupeju area of Lagos. A 42-year-old Indian, according to the story, his driver said he had brought him to work that particular day, and that was on Friday, and then waited for him. But till after 7 p.m., he didn't come down. So he had to, call his phone several times. He wasn't picking. Then he went behind, checked his window, and saw him hanging lifeless in the office. So he raised an alarm, and then their CSO had to tell them to report the matter to the police. So they didn't enter into that office after they had seen him till the police came. It was the police that broke down the door and got into the office. So the state has said that they are going to carry out investigation to understand if it's actually suicide or manslaughter disguised as suicide. Now, the Nigerian workers on Sunday demanded better deal from government at all levels as they were celebrating the Workers' Day. So according to the chairman of ASU University of Ibadan, he described the political elites. He said they are a group of ravaging bandits who are just there to eat from the national cake and not do anything. They are not concerned about the plight of the average Nigerian. And he said it's unfortunate that those that are supposed to be at the helms of affairs are focused on getting back into power and not helping to solve the issues of ASU and workers. And right now, it seems like the Workers' Day is just a day for lamentation. And the Akwa Ibom State chapter also said they are going to support only candidates that will agree to resolve their demands. They had these demands contained in a 5-point charter, which talked about the living wage of workers, the workers' welfare, education, healthcare, security. And it's only a governor that says, I'm going to handle all of this for you, that they will vote into power. So across different states in their celebration, they all had something to say about what is happening in the country.
Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Still reviewing Punch. So there's a story that caught my attention. The students accused the Amotekun operatives of extortion. So what happened, according to the National University students in Osun State? They said that the Amotekun had extorted 100,000 naira from the students. The group said that 3 students involved were attacked and beaten with dangerous objects. After which one of them was forcibly made to pay 100,000 naira. But later, when contacted, Amotekun spokesperson Yusuf Idowu denied allegation of extortion, said that they actually chased some armed robbers from Ilesha on the express road after they hijacked a truck from a driver. And then after that, I think this kid's going to obstruct, while they're trying to chase those ones, the students obstructed them from getting through. And that's what happened. So there was a gun duel, and the robbers were arrested. One of them identified as Solo. So they actually eventually arrested the Solo. But I think what happened with the students was that they intercepted the runner. So maybe that back and forth happened. But they said nothing about 100,000 naira was extorted. But the children are insisting that the 100,000 naira was extortion. So we hope that the police can.
Amotekun becoming a funnel.
Yes.
We already know that.
It will take advantage.
Society is already that kind of society that always collects. Right. Security men collect, cleaners collect, so it might end up happening. But then another story, the major headline about subsidy is something of major concern. Like BC mentioned, that May Day is now a lamentation day by all workers. Yeah. State workers and pensioners on Sunday are lamenting that they are carrying the burden of states being unable to fulfill their responsibility, which is to provide internally generated revenue, because subsidy has taken a gulp of what would have been shared by the FAC. Now, in the Q1, January, February, March, NNPC did not remit anything. Rather, they are going to even deduct more from the FAC account because they paid more in subsidy. And their NNPCs explained that they are going to be deducting from FAC and not contributing because they are having to pay a huge burden of subsidies. 210 billion was paid in January. He said from Abuja shows oil firms spent 210 billion. 219 billion for February and 245 billion in February as subsidies on petrol, which is translating to 675 billion just through 3 months period. And so they are now saying there's even a deficit that will be deducted. The state governors are unable to use the funds they get on a monthly basis to even pay basic salary, talk less of pension. So pensioners are the ones suffering more from the inability of states to generate internally to cover all their expenses. Major states concerned: Ekiti, Benue, Ogun, Ondo, Rivers, Abia, Edo, Kano states. Pensioners are worse hit. And we can't do this to these people that have served the states for their entire life, that they will now die in old age suffering.
And even contributed some of their money, because it's under contributory scheme.
Let's move on quickly now to Daily Sun. APC okays automatic Senate tickets for outgoing governors. PDP uncertainty over IM Obi Others Alliance. 2023, Labour task INEC security agencies on free, fair polls. Nigeria signs agreement with Cuba on vaccine production and biopharmaceutical products. Ilufitri IGP orders tightened security at praying grounds and recreational centers. Okay, which story are we taking?
So Nigeria has signed an agreement with Cuba to implement actions on contract manufacturing, technology transfer, vaccine production, and commercialization of the Cuban biopharmaceutical products in Nigeria. The two countries also agreed to partner in other areas. They signed this April 25th to 29th in Havana when they had a conference. Now, the Biocuba Pharma, that's the organizer of the conference, is the Cuban government business organization that produces drugs, equipment, and services through scientific and technical developments to improve their health population and the production of exportable goods and services in advanced technologies in food and production. So they had delegates from over 50 countries witnessing the signing of about 18 agreements by 12 countries, which Nigeria is part of them. So I hope something good comes out of this.
Okay, so 2023 automatic tickets. APC senators bid faces setbacks. So according to the major headline, the national chairman Abdullahi Adamu has sealed the fate of some returning federal lawmakers. According to him, over 70% incumbent senators and members of the House of Representatives elected on the APC have indicated interest to recontest. However, their fate, especially senators who represent outgoing governors, have reportedly been sealed by the National Working Committee. He says, I think APC National Assembly deserve a special treat. Our position. Special treat. As the speaker said, if someone has made the zeal, I believe it is time for another term for that person. I believe it is the experience that matters in the National Assembly and that makes them perfect to perform so well. So, you know when they always tell us that they are sharing amongst themselves?
It's their father's house, so you give gifts to whoever you like.
So a governor finishes 8 terms and then he automatically takes over from whichever senator.
It's a special treat. I just love that.
Because what I realize is when I have engaged with senators and lawmakers, they require experience. Many people confess to having used the first 4 years to understand what it takes to make laws. And then now they understand it better and you take somebody out. I want to take a sad story of over 50 companies shut down over Forex power crisis. And they listed about 15 of the 50 companies. So this is not, we had companies. These companies shut down. We have Surest Foam Limited shut down, Mofax, Faram Industries, MZM, Continental, Nipol Industries, Moac Industries, Stone Industries, Sono Industry, Quickborn Industry, Arabia Industry, Roller Industry, Peak Aluminium, Phoenix, Wise Machine. These are companies that employ people, and the only reason they are shutting down is because of inability to access Forex and the fact that power crisis is stifling their business. We have a major crisis on our hands, and the economy. This is not a time to be saying we're sharing or compensating any politician for a job not done in the gubernatorial governorship level and then moving them into Senate. It doesn't. This is a time for us to put our hands on deck and resolve the issues on ground. All the stories I've been thinking about are economic stories of inefficiencies from states.
Okay, let's move on quickly to the point. 2023, many aspirants on spoiler mission, says party stakeholders. How directors of top insurance firms rip off shareholders. Trouble in Catholic school as teenage student impregnates classmates. Investment in FIC market hits 43.52 trillion in first quarter. FCT commercial drivers VIO on war path. Okay, which story? You have the Catholic school story?
Yeah, so the parents of a teenage girl, SS3 students, female students, stormed the school. That's the management, 12 Apostles College, Ndi Aborishiago, Sharon, in Easy local government area of Egbeyemi State. And they stormed the school to complain that their daughter was impregnated by a male student. Wow. Now, this particular girl is 17, who is in the boarding house. And so the father was fuming that we have handed our children over to you to take care of them. I'm paying so much in terms of school fees because I believe that you had quality education to give. And you allowed these children to mess themselves up, mingle enough to be able to be pregnant. And so he said they had done tests on the girl, and she's 2 months gone already. This is going to hamper her education. And he went ahead to complain that one of the reasons he brought, 3 of his kids have passed through that school. And the pioneer principal of the school was very good, but they had changed him. And for every time he came to complain about this issue, the present principal is not in office. That he has gone out or something, and nobody's responding to him. So he's going to sue them. He was really fuming about it. And I think the school needs to do something about how they allow students mingle. So teenagers will be teenagers. They will try their boundaries. They will take advantage. So if you are a teacher, you run a school, your eyes need to be sharp like that of an eagle, and don't give them those opportunities. Because according to the man, he said, I brought my children and left them in your care. If anything happens, I'm going to hold you responsible for it.
So I was saying,
let me talk a related story, because also it happened in the Catholic Church. So a young man, Emmanuel, he didn't say his last name, received 24 strokes of cane from stealing from a church, Adoration Chapel of the St. Teresa's Catholic Church in Egbeyemi State. Wow. Obviously, he said it was the devil. You know, usually the devil is one that makes them do stuff. But he was apprehended after a hot chase and was dragged back to church. And, you know, the reason why I took this story is because, as bad as it is, you know, what I learned a lesson from somebody very many years ago who was stealing from the coffers of an office. And then when they went up, when they took him to the owner of the office, the owner of the office said, well, yeah, stealing is bad. But the reason he's stealing is because he wanted to pay his school fees, his children's school fees. So why don't you have some kind of a welfare package to ensure that you take care of so workers. Yes, as bad as embarrassing as this is, I hope the Catholic Church in this parish specifically have some kind of welfare to take. Because there's some people for him to steal. He stole from the offering envelope. So there's something this guy there's something he's going through. Doesn't justify stealing, but you still have to get the repercussions of that.
Yeah, so consequences. Yeah. Really sad. I want to take FCT commercial drivers complaining about VIO officials. They say they are going to declare a crisis, that they are the ones paying the salary of VIO officials. Said VIO officials come and meet them on the road. It's like we are working for VIO officials. Every day, if they will meet you, minimum 2,000 naira. If you are not quick to give them the money and they check your car, they will find something at fault, and then you pay either 10,000 or 15,000 naira. Now, the minister said, it is a cry of lawbreakers. VIO spokesperson said, the guilty are afraid. The drivers are saying that, hello, we are cab drivers. There are no bus parks for cab drivers. They would meet them and say, you are dropping passenger off on the road, and they'll be pursuing them, that they hide around corners. We know what you do. We know you do it in Lagos too. They hide around corners and wait for you to just drop a passenger, and then they jump in your front, and it is making life difficult for them. See, VIO officials, all of us are facing, we're buying chicken at 3,000 plus. All of us are buying pepper. Everything's expensive. Let us not make life unnecessarily hard for ourselves. Let us have compassion, even as we're enforcing the laws of the land.
No, unfortunately, we don't have time, but I was really interested in the story where Obaseki has decided to pay 40,000 naira minimum wage. Did you guys read that story?
40,000?
Yeah.
I did not see it.
I saw it. It's in the headline here. Workers Day, Obaseki announced 40,000 naira for new minimum wage.
How can they afford it?
Page 2.
He's listed among the states that did not pay pension.
So, well,
maybe he's making
I didn't read the story, but it'd be great to know exactly where he got the money from. But congratulations to the state.
Trying to get the money from.
But that would be great to know. I'll read that story. We'll follow up on that and see how he's able to pay that. I mean, congratulations to the people of Edo State. I mean, if that happens,
we need to review people's salaries around us, honestly. I had a serious conversation. I was like, I have to, because me, I buy things. I know how it pinches. Not to talk of people who are on that minimum level.
God will help you.
I cannot review.
I can't review right now. I can't review right now. Please, don't just say that privately. I beg. Let's start discussing another thing. Let's go on a break when we come back. It's Eid Fitri. We'll talk about that. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.